Hey, great day to you all. I hope that you were all able to wake up this morning feeling super grateful to be alive again another day in this experience. And I hope you set that high vibe for yourself. Telling yourself all those amazing things that you need to hear this morning. Like you're strong, you're smart, you're beautiful, you're capable. You're going to float like water over rocks today. Yeah. Why wouldn't you want to? With ease and great force. Flow. Feeling love over worry. You know? Considering that love is your fuel for your rental car for this experience. And I really hope and, actually, more than hope. I encourage you all to check any warning lights that come on your dashboard of your rental car for this experience. Why do I call it a rental car? Because you don't leave with it. It's rented to you for your experience. Literally. And then when you hop out of there, what happens? So, when you're hopping around in your rental car through your experience, any of those dashboard lights come on, you better check them. So I had a really, really huge powwow with my boss this morning. So everybody that caught the live yesterday knows I'm going to be gone for 3 days. Yeah, I'm heading to camping. Yes, I'm going camping for 3 days. And it's funny because the comments that I got yesterday, oh, who's this? Somebody special? He's my best friend. Simple. It's not a big deal. I don't know why any of you are making it such a big deal. It's not a big deal. I'm just getting away. And I'm very grateful that he's making it happen. Because if it wasn't for him making it happen, it wouldn't happen. So I'm super grateful for him. But I always am. Yeah. Guys, so I had a huge powwow with my boss this morning after I finished packing up, getting ready to go camping, and had my shower. And it seems like every time when I have my shower, literally, and my energy's clear, I get the hugest instructions. So, in my powwow this morning that I had with my boss, I was being told how important it is for you guys right now during this time of great change for you to really take your own being seriously. And that a lot of people are not taking me seriously when I talk about the frequency purge on the planet. And if you can't hold a certain frequency, you're driving yourself into the ground, literally. And factually, that's what you're doing. If you are not embodying the love that's fueling you. We're going back to the frequency of love. Okay? We actually are already embodying it on Earth. That's why everybody who's not embodying that frequency is suffering of the greatest magnitude right now. And that has nothing to do with money or what you got in your bank account or the house you've acquired or your fancy car or your fancy motorcycle or whatever it is that you've acquired to deem your value. And what you base all your value on. Now, all of these things cannot help you love yourself. Actually, to love yourself properly, you must actually consciously detach from people, places, and things. And love them free willingly, all the time, for yourself. And embodying the frequency of love, what actually blocks us from really embodying the frequency of love and for somebody to do it? Because when I was having my powwow, I asked, I'm like, okay, so if people aren't taking me seriously, what is the one thing that I can tell them this morning that's going to really make them understand if they don't already? Well, there's one thing that was told to me that was very, very clear. Amongst other things, mind you, because it's always clear. You must remove the hate that you have for any experience of your life or any person, place, or thing. So, what does that mean, really? Well, when you look back on your life, actually, okay, I'm being guided to drop it like this. When you wake up in the morning, and you do your morning routine, and you go to the bathroom, and you're looking in the mirror, are you able to look at that reflection and be totally in love with what you see? Because if you can't be, you are not embodying the frequency of love. You have to totally accept yourself. And what happens when people look in the mirror is they focus on the negative. Why do our brains do that? To protect us. Simple. Because that's just how it is. So when you're looking in the mirror, you have to consciously tell yourself those amazing things that you need to hear. Looking at yourself, addressing your reflection. You're amazing. You're smart. You're strong. You're capable. You're outgoing. You're confident. You will get everything done, but you must believe it. And you know what? The biggest test is to go do it. See how it makes you feel. Because if you're looking at your reflection and you're telling yourself that you're amazing, and that you're beautiful, and that you're strong, smart, capable, well, if you don't believe that to be true about yourself, your body will react to that. So test your body and go do it. It takes like 2 minutes. Say things about yourself that you're not used to saying. Like, I'm amazing. I'm smart. I'm strong. I'm capable. I'm confident. I'm compassionate. I'm caring. And see how your body reacts to that. Because if your body starts jerking, it's because you don't believe it to be real. And actually, if you don't believe it down to your core, you'll actually start to feel nauseous. Yeah. That's the biggest test. So when I was asking my boss, I'm like, okay, so what's the one thing that people need to really know when it comes to this stuff if they're not feeling the way that they should be? And I was told you must remove everything that you hated in your life. Everything. Because it is only a memory. So you have to go and pick apart your memories. How do you do it? Piece of paper and a pen. Now you take a piece of paper and a pen and you write down any person that you've ever hated and the reasons why. And then practice Ho'oponopono. I love you. I forgive you. You know, come on. If you don't know about Ho'oponopono, go and look it up. But you, first of all, don't know the hate that you have stored in you unless you address it. It's running unaware just like everything else. Just like the shame, the blame, the guilt, the denial, the anger, You must accept and love everything about yourself and about your life in totality up until now, in order to fully embody the frequency. That will heal you, and that will make you whole, and that will make you thrive, especially during this great time of change. And this is why the great time of change must happen. Yeah. Because now it's time to thrive, people. For all of us. This is the concept of the ones that have been last shall be first. Why? Because we're the ones that have been loving the whole time and couldn't make way in an unloving world. Well, now that it will become a very loving world, obviously the loving ones are going to win. Clearly. Doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure that one out. Now, guys, when you're doing the inner work, which I hope you are taking seriously right now more than ever, because we are already midway of the year. Literally. It's karmic justice here. Now, truth and love dissolve karma. Yes, they do. Now, if you have been not the best person that you could be on the planet, well, then you've hated yourself. And you've hated others. Guaranteed. Because I know when I wasn't the best person on the planet, because I was not the best person on the planet for years, not to myself, so therefore I could not be the best that I could be for somebody else. Yes, I was always a kind, compassionate, caring person, but I wasn't operating at the frequency that I do right now. And factually, there was another thing that I was instructed this morning that you guys need to be aware of also. Once upon a time, people, I did a live about that the other day. You need to understand that you don't know anybody but yourself. And you may think, oh no, I know this person, and I know that person, and I know this person, and I know that person. Actually, no, you don't. You know them from your perception and your belief of who they are. And that is it. Now, this is why it's so important to know thyself. Because once you master yourself and you know thyself, that is when you can know another. Because factually, I am you and you are me and we are one. All of us. So, you're a reflection of me as I am a reflection of you. Yeah, believe it or not. You know why you look different? Because of your DNA. That's it. But our DNA functions the same way. And it also has telomeres. Now, telomeres determine how long you're going to be alive. And there's only one enzyme in the body that can extend your lifespan. And that's joy. Well, if you cannot feel joy, which comes from the heart, because it's definitely not a destination, these things and these feelings and these states come from within. And people have it so twisted that they believe it's a destination. So what does that mean also too? Well, you believe that if you acquire the house, and if you acquire the vehicle, and if you acquire the big bank account, and if you acquire the big business, and you acquire, well, then you will be happy. So that is your destination. And you sure are killing yourself to get to where you want to be. And that's what? To be happy. So, you got to choose to be happy now. First. You got to choose to embody love. First. Because it makes everything else easy. Love makes everything flow with ease. There's a perfect design. But are you in that flow? Because if you're not in the flow of love where everything comes with ease, well, then you are in the flow of conflict, chaos, and confusion. And you are hating it as much as you are hating yourself and the experience of it, because it is so in distortion from how you should be operating. So obviously you're going to feel the effects of it. Like I've said, If you are a body that is primarily fueled by love and should be operating from love and in alignment with that fuel and that flow, anything but that is a distortion to how you should be operating, and you will feel the consequences of that choice because it's a mere choice. So this is why I encourage you guys all today to love yourself passionately first, because if you don't, you're definitely feeling the effects of that. What's the easiest way to start loving yourself? Is to remove all the hatred that you've had for yourself and for your life and for every person, place, thing that you've ever experienced. Literally. Why are you holding on to that stuff anyway? Do you know that that's what's poisoning you? If you're not getting intentionally and on purpose younger by the day, well, then you're driving yourself into the ground. And there's no ends, ifs, or buts about it. So what are you doing for yourself? You got to look at that. Are you taking the time every morning that when you are brushing your teeth to take that 3 minutes, not even 3 minutes, it takes a minute to empower yourself, to consciously create that empowering state of love so that you can flow through anything coming at you? Or are you looking at yourself first right away in the morning, focused on all of the negative that your brain is going to focus on? And that's where your day is operating from, because you're unaware that these things are affecting everything that you think, say, do, touch, and the results that you have in your life, no matter what it is. Factually. So, the only way that you're going to rid yourself of the hate is to write down the experiences that you've had that you hate. What have you hated about your life? Because those are the exact things that are blocking you from feeling the love in your heart. Factually. So, you need to address that shit. You need to look at that. You need to stop playing victim to your own self-hate. Self-hate, self-doubt, self-shame, self-criticism will fucking put you in survival. Doesn't matter who you are. Now, unless you're walking around fully conscious of who you are as an energetic being and have mastered yourself, well, then you got some work to do to embody love. And that is not a destination. That's a clear, conscious choice that you must make. You know, I don't know how much more clear I can be. And this is why people don't understand. Actually, I was told by my boss this morning that it's very hard for one to understand what I am teaching because they are sitting in conflict within themselves, confusion within themselves, and chaos within themselves. Never mind what's happening in your life around you. The primary problem stems from what you allow as your state. Your results in your life are a clear correlation to your state. Okay? No matter what I've had to live and come back from, do you not see the results that I've produced for myself since January? Anybody watching? Okay, well, what are the internal results that you have done for yourself? Have you broken down those barriers? Have you pushed past those limits? Have you pushed past all those belief systems that were planted by everybody else? Because if you haven't, it's time to reconstruct your belief system about yourself. And choose to consciously create your state with empowering self-talk, empowering self-care and compassion and self-respect, self-dignity. Okay? Like, it doesn't matter what you've lived up until now. You got to remove the anger, the shame, the blame, and the hatred. The problem is the hatred. There really is. And we all have things in our life that we have hated until we don't anymore. And you have to love it first in order to hate it. You can't hate something if you haven't loved it. No, you can't. So if you actually hate something, well, that's fueled by love too. So you better watch what you're doing to yourself. And I was told it's very difficult for most to really follow me because I don't come out here with conflict, confusion, and chaos. Because I come out here as so clear, it's a distortion to most. Yeah, that was verified to me this morning too. Because I asked, well, if I am being clear, as I know I am being, why can't people get it? Well, somebody doesn't understand or understand or overstand clarity if they are sitting there bucking in their own brain of confusion, chaos, and conflict. Wrong place to be, people. And you are going to feel the effects of doing that to yourself. You know, everybody gets it so twisted about, oh, well, I'm a nice person to everybody else. Fuck everybody else. Are you nice to you? Are you compassionate to you? Are you loving on you right? Because if you're not, you're going to produce the effects of doing that. Yeah. Big time. And you probably already have. Because if you don't wake up every morning excited to explore the day and discover the adventure of life, well, why not? Simple as that. Those are your choices. Life is not doing anything to you. Nobody's doing anything to you. But what are you doing to you? That's the shit you gotta look at. Because, you know, that's your choice of what you choose to embody. Do you practice morning rituals, morning mantras, self-empowerment? Well, because if you feel like shit today, I could probably list you 100 reasons why. What are you feeding your mind? What are you feeding your heart? What are you feeding your soul? What shit talk are you feeding yourself? What unaware belief systems are you running on that you refuse to look at? I did all this shit. So much so it pushed me to total organ failure. So much so it pushed me to huge holes all over my body. Yeah. But I made some better clear-cut choices for my own being. And successfully allow love to fuel my rental car for this experience? Absolutely 100%. Well, I'll tell you something. It maintains that. It provides free oil changes. Don't have to go to a mechanic when you're dealing with your rental car, right? Okay? And what are those mechanics for your rental car? Well, you call them doctors. You call them pharmacists. You call them... These are all the mechanics for your rental car. But you don't need anybody. Because your body can heal itself. It knows what to do better than you do. Actually, you're the one disrupting it. If you're not healing, time to take a look at what you believe to be right about yourself. If you're sitting there feeling like shit, time to change that. If you are not getting the results that you want in your life, well, time to look at yourself. Stop blaming everybody else. Stop playing the victim. I played the victim for years. Oh, poor me. Oh, poor me, because I've had to live this, and I've had to live that, and I've had to live this, and So fucking what? It was all for training. Well, guess what? Any of you who watch this live, you and I have a soul contract. And we have a soul agreement. Whether you realize it or not. We were soul contracted to come into each other's lives when we did. I advise you all to take what I say very seriously and make some serious changes for yourself. Because the energetic amplification of influence on this planet is real. Go check the Schumann resonance. Go and do some real research on really what's going on. Okay? Whole countries are standing up for themselves in retaliation to the system. It may not be happening here, but it is happening all over the world. Are you aware of this? These are not the things that you're going to see on TV, eh? Why? Because, well, mass panic. But if you want the real news of what's going on planetarily for the ascension of the planet, well, there's many of us light workers in different forms out here educating every single person on the planet. It doesn't matter how many people are on the planet. We are all strategically placed around the planet for a huge reason. For actually this exact reason. Yeah. And this is why put it this way. Whether you're ignorant to the truth of it or not, it's going down. It has gone down. We've jumped timelines. So, if you're still stuck in suffering, time to make a change. Because everything is accelerated now and amplified. So if you choose to embody love intentionally and on purpose, it'll be amplified too. And it will correct very quickly whatever is going on in your body. Yes, it will. Because it is a mass healing going on.
+1 514 600 1783.
I gotta call you guys. I gotta end this. I'll be right back. Peace. Alright, I had to answer a call. But I'm back. Guys, you gotta be serious about what's going on with yourself. If you're waking up with any kind of pain, any kind of thoughts, those are the dashboard lights of your rental car coming on. Any kind of pain. The pain is a warning. The pain is a trigger for other responses in your body to happen. I encourage you all, stop feeding yourself shitty experiences, shitty thoughts, shitty speaking, because you are going to feel like shit, amplified. This is why I say it the way that I do. Everything's amplified. So the karma from your choices is also amplified. You guys need to really, really get this, understand it, and overstand it. I didn't even realize that. Okay, well, I'm being told that there's going to be a news cycle. And that Sunday is a full moon. So I'm going to have to check that because... yeah. Anyway. Close out this moon cycle properly. Release everything to it that must. What do I mean? Release everything that is weighing on your heart. What is genuinely the weight on your heart? that is causing you to be sick, ill, and with a lowered vibration? Well, it is the shame, the blame, the guilt, the denial, the non-acceptance, the frustration, the anger. But what locks all of that into your heart is the hatred that you hold for all of it. Factually. Yep, I was taught that this morning. So, literally, you really need to rid yourself of these experiences that you're holding to be something truthful and real in your life. It no longer exists. It's a mere memory in your bank, but you must relieve yourself of the stored memories. Because all of that stuff that's stored is actually, all of the effects of that stuff is amplified within you now too. There's no way that the energetic influence on the planet can be amplified and with everybody and you're exempt from it. So if you hang on to this stuff now more than ever, it is amplified in you. Your body is going to jerk in an amplified way. You're going to get sick in an amplified way. This is why I have to come out and stress this to you all. The way that I do today. Before I set off to an adventure for 3 days. But honestly, I don't think you guys are aware. And it's funny because as I see all my tattoos, it's funny. Somebody asked me, Tobi, why do you do that? Why do you? You know why? Because this way I don't have to pick up a book. Anything comes through me that's a little bit much for me to handle, 69 seconds and the way it should be, I just have to look at my arms. I don't have to focus on anything around me. Actually, the first thing I do look at is my grateful. Grateful on my arm. And then 12D universe. And then eternal and align. Seriously. Because the flow is out through the left and in through the right. So me, whatever's coming in through me, and I have a hard time with it, well, I just have to align. Because I'm eternal. And I'm grateful. And the 12D universe, well, it is whatever I say it is for me. So therefore, I better hold my frequency. You see? I don't have tattoos for style. I have tattoos for reminders and for embodiment of it. Yeah. That's what makes me different. I don't hold not a stitch of hate in my heart. That's what makes me different. And that's why I was told what I was told. Yeah. And it's funny because the other day I felt like I had hatred that had to come up. And when I questioned my boss about that this morning, I was like, well, how come the other day then I felt like I was holding hatred? If I don't hold hatred in my heart. And I was told straight, clearly, no, you weren't holding hatred. You were holding a bitterness for the experience, but it's not hatred. You are incapable of hating anything. And I know that. I'm truly incapable of hating anything. Yes, things can piss me off. Yes, people can make not so great decisions, but who am I to judge their decision making when it's all their learning? So what wouldn't be good for me to choose, well, could very well be a great choice for another. This is why I encourage you guys all to let people be who they're going to be in your life. Don't try to change them, because you can't. You can't. They have to want it for themselves, and if they don't, let them sit in it and allow it. You know how many people I've seen suffering and I've offered help in my books free and the whole nines, and they don't want any help. They want to sit in suffering and in the confusion and chaos and conflict of their life and of their being. They want that for themselves. So let them have that. It's as simple as that. Guys, face what you're hating in your life. Because that's going to be the key. When you say, oh, I don't remember anything, or I know a lot of people who can't remember their childhood. Why? Because your own body is protecting you from it. That's why. Yeah, because it's too much trauma. And it's too much pain. And it's too much suffering to the own being. Yeah, so it blocks you from it. Well, you better have the courage to go and unlock that door and say, no, soul, I can handle this now, and let's release this shit on purpose with intention. Because that's why you don't remember it. It's your own body protecting you from that unloving experience. Yeah. And I know way too many people who don't remember their childhood or don't remember their past. Yeah. Because your body is doing that intentionally on purpose. To protect you from yourself. Isn't that fucked? Don't you think you're strong enough to handle it? Don't you think that you're able and capable to handle re-looking or reliving anything you've already lived? No matter what it is? Well, targeted inner work is serious. It's not to be taken for a joke, and you need support to do it. Because anybody who's used substance through their life to numb themselves from what they're storing in their body can't do it alone. Anybody who has sitting there in sickness or in pain or in self-doubt, self-shame, self-blame, self-hatred, you need some fucking help. Seriously. Because it's really important now more than ever that you clear that out of your being. Why? Because of the energetic influence that is amplified on the planet. If you cannot hold the frequency of the energetic changes, you will not survive. And I don't say that to make you scared. I say that to get you on it. Get you on what? Get you on tackling your own demons. What is your inner demons? Your inner demons are the energy of shame, blame, guilt, denial, self-hatred. All of that. Because that's the ick. Anything that's not loving in your life, you got to release it. Guys, guess what? Perfect opportunity. Click that book link. Go get your books. I put them dirt cheap. There's no excuse. Dirt cheap. And I see everybody bawling and everybody wanting, well, guess what? There you go. Go get the books. Go get the books. And if you need some help after that, reach out to me. Because I guarantee after you open any one of those books, I'll be hearing from you. Yeah. And you know what? I'm excited for you all to feel as great as I do. That's why I come out here passionately. I know it's possible, people. But I also know what it feels like to be in the depths of the quicksand. Just holding my mouth out of the quicksand to breathe. Numerous times. I also have felt my body totally crippled. Yes, I have. I have also been forced into a wheelchair. Yes, I have. I didn't stay there for too long, but yes, I was there. Okay? There are so many things that I have reversed. No matter what. This is why I believe. Because I've seen the results of what I've been able to do. And a lot of people say, well, you don't have $1 million. I don't need a fucking $1 million. $1 million would never have saved my life. And it won't save yours. Not during this shift. So I highly suggest that you get on the inner work. Doesn't matter who you are. Self-mastery is key. Because from this state, there's no need to self-regulate. Yeah. Love yourself enough. Why? Because you matter. You always have, you always will. Doesn't matter who made you feel like you didn't. Doesn't matter how insignificant you feel in this world. You matter. Okay? But what do you believe to be right about yourself? Because that governs everything. And then you speak things into existence and command it to be, and then grab it like a self-identity. What do I mean? Oh, I'm anxious. I'm depressed. I'm shy. I'm this. I'm that. I'm this. I'm that. And you're commanding it to be. And if it's not something that you're saying that's loving, you're forcing your body into survival mode. Because it is a contradiction to what your soul knows. And the fuel of what is operating it. And yes, everything you attach to, person, place, or thing, is feeding off your life force. Literally, whether you realize it or not. You're giving away your life force to everybody else to drink. Like it's water. What do you have left for you? Pain, suffering, self-doubt, shame, blame, guilt, denial? Yeah, because you're giving love to everybody else but yourself. Deeming everybody's more important than you are. How the fuck is that possible? If you're no good, nothing that you're attached to is good. And if you're no good, well then anything you're bringing to another is shit too. Well, people like me see that. Actually, we feel through it. So, get right with yourself today, people, more than ever. How do you do that? Look at everything you hate in your life, including yourself. And you may sit there and buck right now. Oh, I don't hate myself. Oh, yeah, you fucking do if you're not loving yourself. Because that's the duality. What do you choose for you? I hope it's to correct anything that you've been mismanaging within your own being, whether it's your ideas, your thoughts, your speech, your actions, or the love that's fueling you. Because you mismanage that, and that same love will drive your ass into the ground. Quicker than ever right now with this energetic amplification influence on the planet. So whether you believe it or not, look around you. Look around you. Actually, sit with yourself. Tell me how you feel today. Are you feeling strong and powerful? And that you can literally have anything that you want? Because that's how you should be waking up feeling. And if you're not, well, then you better look at what you're doing to yourself. Because that's the flow. Limitless creative capacity and healing power. Well, are you sitting there in pain, shame, blame, guilt, denial? Because that's definitely not how you were created to work or operate. So if you're not embracing the love that's fueling you and allowing that to flow like water over rocks through you and wear down all of that shame, blame, guilt, denial, hatred, and all of that stuff, you're going to feel it amplified. Release it with the full moon. I didn't even know there was a full moon. Yeah. Okay, so release it with the full moon. Just like it pulls the tides, it'll pull that away from you. But you got to release it in order for it to happen. Guys, being happy and powerful, it's not even happy, I hate that word. Joy, bliss, peace, gratitude. Those are the words I love. I encourage you all to take a look at yourselves. And when you know better, you do better. No matter who's standing in front of you. But who are you operating to be within your own being? Are you working in flow with what's fueling you? Are you feeling your love over anything else? Over all of those worries you choose to contain? Because when you're flowing with ease and great force, you're wearing down anything in your path. That's what water does. And it finds its way. Well, you're 70% water. So how are you flowing? Free and smooth and with ease? healed, whole, full of love for yourself and everything else in your experience? I highly fucking doubt it. And that's why I encourage you. Click the link. Correct that. And if you need some help after that, reach out. No problem. And like I've been telling you all, my mentorship program will start in September. Yeah. But I chose on purpose, intentionally, to take the rest of the summer off. Yeah. Because there's a lot of changes happening in my life. A move is happening. Can't wait to see what plays out that way. But yes, I've closed out this 11-year cycle of where I am, and now it's time to fly out of where I was born. Yeah, because I was born here in this town. Yeah, streets away from where I'm living. Well, I needed to come back here for my rebirth. Yeah, and that was explained to me too. Well, now that I have completed what I needed to do, being in this environment and apartment, well, now it's time to move on to bigger and better things. But unless you guys are clearing out the cycles and closing up the cycles and loving yourself right, you're just repeating patterns of belief systems that will induce the effects on you. So I encourage you all, love yourself enough today. Guys, like I said, I'll be out camping for 3 days, so don't expect me out on a live. If I pop in for a live, hey, you better set the alerts to catch me if I do go live from camping. Anyway, I love you all. Have a great weekend. And honestly, yes, I come out here raw and I come out here real because I need to disrupt what you guys have been running on. And as deeply embedded as you are in these belief systems is as much disruption as it needs also. So I can't be any less than what I've been trained to be by my boss. I love you all. Have a great day. Peace. Okay, slow connection.